warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. CPN-UML convention to elect a 301-member Central Committee, voting underway to elect a new leadership of the party. Kamal Thapa announces candidacy for RPP chairmanship, says he will retire after laying the foundation to restore monarchy. Nepali Congress announces election schedule, voting to take place on December 13. WHO warns of very high global risk from Omicron. The variant has been reported in Netherlands, UK and Belgium as well. And Lionel Messi wins Best Footballer Award. The Argentine declared Ballon d'Or a winner for a record 7 times. And now the news in detail. UML leaders have started voting to elect a new leadership of the CPN-UML amid the general convention of the party. Although the voting was scheduled to begin from 9 a.m. yesterday, the voting process was delayed because the final list of candidates was not published by the time of voting. Due to the delay, the voting started only from 4 a.m. this morning. UML Chairman KP Sharma Oli, Vice President Bhim Rawal and other influential leaders like Vishnu Paudel and Pradeep Gyawali cast their votes as soon as the voting process began. Oli and Rawal are contesting to lead the party. Meanwhile, the representatives who waited all night to vote have been returning to their respective hotels after casting their votes. The 10th General Convention of the CPN-UML will select a 301-member Central Committee with 19 office bearers. Central Election Commission Chair Dr. Bijay Subba said that 333 candidates have filed their candidacy for the executive post. Chairman of Rashtriya Prajatantra Party Kamal Thapa has announced his candidacy for the post of the party chairman in the upcoming Unity National Convention. The RPP is organizing its national convention from December 1 to 3 in Kathmandu. Thapa said that he is contesting the election for party chairmanship since he cannot leave some task of the party halfway. The Unity National Convention is not just for the sake of holding the convention, said Thapa, adding that it should be made united with spirit, expression and deeds. After the party's establishment in 2047 PS, Thapa has led the party for 3 terms as the chairman. On the occasion, Thapa said that he would retire from the party's responsibility after preparing a foundation for monarchy with democracy and Hindu kingdom. The Nepali Congress has made public the election schedule of the Central Executive Committee and the Provincial Executive Committee for the upcoming 14th General Convention. A report. According to the Central Election Committee of the Nepali Congress, the voters' list for the election of the Central Executive Committee will be published on December 10 at 10 a.m. Likewise, the nomination papers will be registered on December 11 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and any protest and claims against the nomination will be registered and investigated on December 12 until 10 a.m. Similarly, the list of candidates would be published from 12 noon to 3 p.m. the same day, while the time to withdraw the nomination is scheduled from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. and the final list of candidates will be published at 5 p.m. The voting will take place on December 13 from 8 a.m. onwards. Similarly, Committee Coordinator Gopal Krishna Ghimire said that the election procedure for the Provincial Executive Committee will start from December 2 and election will be held on December 4. The Congress has scheduled to hold the provincial level convention on December 2 and 3 and the Central General Convention from December 10 to 12. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 243 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 821,121 according to the Ministry of Health and Population. Altogether, 802,389 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country. The death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 11,524 after the virus claimed 1 more life yesterday. Meanwhile, the government has stepped up alternates after the new variant of coronavirus was recently reported. The government is careful that the Omicron variant, which was first reported in the South Africa, could spread to Nepal. So the government has intensified preparation to avoid the possible spread, said Dr. Samir Adhikari, joint spokesperson of the Ministry of Health and Population. Although the variant has not yet reported in Nepal, risk still prevails, he said. As part of the drive to prevent the variant, help desk at the border areas and Tribhuvan International Airport have increased a vessel, informed Adhikari. Likewise, visitors arriving to Nepal from countries reporting the variant have to compulsorily stay in quarantine facility. 4 people have been killed in a jeep accident at Raghuganga Floral University, one of the Magdi district. The ill-fated jeep with registration number GA1 7251 was heading towards Beni when it met with the accident at a place called Anla. The deceased have been identified as Kamya BK 30, jeep driver Dud Bahadur Thapa 35, Kimo Pun 30 and Kimananda Sarma 45 according to Police Inspector Birendra Rajguru. They are all residents of a place called Beg in Ward number 1 of the same rural municipality. Pun and Sarma died on the spot while driver Thapa and BK died on the way to hospital. The injured have been taken to Manipal Teaching Hospital in Pokhara, Kaski for treatment. The incident took place when the jeep fell about 300 meters below from the road. Further investigations are underway, informed the police. And now the news from economic front. The Department of Commerce, Supplies and Consumer Protection has carried out monitoring of 1,355 trade and business firms in the first months of the current fiscal year starting from July 16, our report. The monitoring was carried out in the Kathmandu Valley and several places of the country. The department monitored 388 farms between October 18 to November 16 alone and took action against 176 of them for wrongdoing. The department collected a revenue of Rs 7.11 million from fines slapped on those business firms found involved in unfair trade practices. Of the total farms monitored, early half-year find informed the director of the department, Hari Pangeni. According to Pangeni, the department had fined 667 farms and warned 668 farms in the last 4 months. Similarly, samples of goods were collected from 10 farms for lab test. 3 people involved in business malpractice were arrested and 10 farms were sealed during the period. Groceries department stores, goat market and fruits and vegetable market, meat shops, liquor stores, marts, hardware stores, sweet shops and electronics goods stores among others were monitored during the festive period. The department had mobilized 3 separate market monitoring teams in the 3 districts of the Kathmandu Valley during the festive period. These teams are still active although the festive season is already over, added Pangini. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. The World Health Organization has warned that the Omicron coronavirus variant poses a high risk of infection surges around the globe. The variant could lead to severe consequences in some regions, the WHO said on Monday. The head of the organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom, renewed a call for a global push to get vaccines to poorer nations. COVID-19 is not done with us, yet he warned. The variant was detected in South Africa earlier this month, with initial evidence suggesting it has a higher infection risk. South Africa has been praised for its prompt reporting of the variant. Omicron has an unprecedented number of spike mutations, some of which are concerning for their potential impact on the trajectory of the pandemic. The WHO said, speaking on Monday, Dr. Tedros said scientists around the world are working to discover if the new variant is associated with a higher transmission risk of reinfection and how it reaches to vaccines. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Paris Saint-Germain and Argentina forward Lionel Messi won the Ballon d'Or award to the best footballer of the year for a record seventh time. Messi, 34, helped his country win the Copa America, this first international honor, and has scored 40 goals in 2021, 28 for Barcelona, 4 for Paris Saint-Germain and 8 for Argentina. Bayern Munich and Poland striker Robert Lewandowski came second, Chelsea and Italy midfielder Jorginho, who was third, and Real Madrid's French striker Karim Benzema finished fourth. The Ballon d'Or is voted for by 180 journalists from around the world, although there was no award in 2020 because of coronavirus pandemic. Either Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, 5 wins collected the award every year from 2008 to 2019, apart from in 2018 when Croatia midfielder Luka Modric won it. Messi had already won the trophy more times than any other player. This 7 success comes after wins in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2015 and 2019. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. CPI UML convention to elect a 301-member Central Committee, voting underway to elect a new leadership of the party. Kamal Thapar announces candidacy for RPP chairmanship, says he will retire after laying the foundation to restore monarchy. Nepali Congress announces election schedule, voting to take place on December 13. WHO warns of very high global risk of Omicron. The variant has been reported in the Netherlands, UK and Belgium as well. And Lionel Messi wins Best Footballer Award. The Argentine declared Ballon d'Or winner for a record 7 times. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.